In 1980, a group of citizens joined together when they saw a need to assist the hungry and disadvantaged in our community. They formed a nonprofit organization. A soup and kitchen pantry was added in 1989 and renamed to honor Lorraine Houle, the kitchen's first and only director. Through Lorraine's stewardship, the kitchen has grown and now needs a new, larger home. Joining me to talk about this effort are Lorraine Houle, director of Lorraine's Soup, Kitchen, and Pantry, and Jerry Roy, president of the board of directors, and Al Rosati, assistant director of the Soup Kitchen. Lorraine, tell our viewers a little about the history of Lorraine's Soup, Kitchen, and Pantry.
Well, I joined Chicopee Emergency Food in 1987, and they all talked about getting a soup kitchen. So, as I was manager of the nutrition program for VOC at 35 Center Street, they said, well, why don't you do it at night? So that's how it started. And I've been doing it since.
You've been the one and only director.
Right.
And so now you serve what, like 30,000 meals?
A year. Yeah. We serve around 100 at night, every night.
Okay. And you have a scheduled time for those meals? I think we have a schedule of...
Yeah, 5 to 6:15 every night, Monday through Friday.
Okay, and you also provide emergency take-home supplies?
Yes, we have a food bank.
Okay.
Which is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
That's fantastic. Jerry Roy, president of the board of directors. Over the years, the services have grown beyond providing just the warm meals. And what else does the pantry do?
Well, we have a pantry that runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. People come in and get groceries. They're allowed to get groceries according to the size of their family, and they can get groceries once every 2 months, and they have to be citizens of the city of Chicopee, and they have to qualify through a budget program. They can only be making so much money to qualify themselves. And we have every day we have clothing that people bring in, and they're allowed to help themselves to the clothing for whatever they see a need for.
And you even have social services and free visits from the Chicopee Visiting Nurses Association?
Yes, we do. We have a blood pressure clinic once a month, and Al Rosati has a program signing people up for food stamps also.
Well, speaking of Al Rosati, he joins us now, the assistant director of the pantry. What are the day-to-day needs, Al?
Well, we open up at 8:30, and we generally start taking donations, which people call in or just drop by the soup kitchen. And we ask for non-perishable goods, but also meats and other things. And like Jerry said, we do clothing also. And at 10 o'clock, we start the food pantry. And we furnish clothes, especially now winter coming up, with warm clothing that people donate, come in daily. Every day we have people coming in and out of the kitchen. And then as the day wears on, after 2 p.m., we start getting ready for our meals in the evening, which we start at 5 p.m. And it's usually done by either church groups, local businesses, families that prepare and in many cases serve the foods also.
Well said. Now, I'm going to remind the folks at home, you can log on to the website, lorrainesoupkitchen.com, or call the phone number that's on your screen to find out even more about how you can participate or volunteer or add donations. Now, as we mentioned earlier, they've outgrown the facility. So joining me now are members of the Capital Campaign Committee and to build a new home, Mike Williams, chairman, and Carol Ann Pirog, assistant chairwoman. Mike, why did you decide to take on this campaign?
Well, first of all, John, thanks for having us here. This is
you're
really
very
important
welcome.
to us. It's important to the community. And I decided to get on board with a fundraising campaign. I was asked to serve on the board by Al, who happens to be a client of mine over at Chicopee Savings Bank. And one day he said to me, hey, would you like to come on the board? And that was about 1.5 years ago. Came on the board, and all of a sudden we developed the need for the new building because we were being shuttered out of our existing facility. And that's how the Capital Campaign began.
How'd you get the land?
Unbelievable. Callaway Golf stepped up to the plate, gave us the property. The property was donated to us, about $150,000 donation of property, and that's when we began digging on November.
That's great. And you have Carol. What's the best way for the community at large to participate?
Well, as Al said, dropping off clothing or dropping off donations right at the soup kitchen, or you can log on to our website at lorrainesoupkitchen.com. We provide an opportunity to make a donation online or to find ways that you can help and be of service to the kitchen.
Okay, now on the website you can find a wish list of some of the much needed building items that perhaps the business community might set up and provide. What's needed?
We have many items that we need: electrical and plumbing supplies, everything from walk-in freezers to paving to landscaping. As you'll see on the screen, they'll provide a list for you. But you can also go to the website and see exactly what we need at the moment and what has been already provided for us.
Okay, like gutters, hand dryers, landscaping, siding, insulation, concrete ramps, all kinds of things. Now, Mike, you've already had some significant donations by some very prominent businesses in the community.
We have, and we're looking forward to getting some additional, but just to mention a few, Callaway Golf, obviously, for the property. Polish National Credit Union stepped up to the plate with a $10,000 donation. Aldenville Credit Union's on board with us. Berkshire Bank Foundation has contributed a large sum of money, along with the Singing Swinging Seniors, who just broke up their group and turned over their entire treasury to us.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was just a fantastic opportunity for us to pick up more cash.
And just as you and I are about to join.
I know, isn't that something? So we have all levels of donorship. We're going to have a Hall of Heroes on the dining room wall at the new soup kitchen of all those that have donated, and we have different plate levels, believe it or not. Platinum plate, gold plate, silver plate, bronze plate, and a china plate.
Okay, now again, that's a bit to take in, but if you log on to that website, again, LorraineSoupKitchen.com, go to the library if you don't have a personal computer, and log on to the soup kitchen. You can find out specifically what those platinum plate, gold plate, silver plate, and that china plate are all about. But the best way to do it, again, is to either call or log on and get that going. How are we doing so far? We saw some video of the construction. It's already begun.
We have great construction. It's begun. Paul LeClaire Builders have done the donations of time and energy to build the building so far himself.
No kidding.
Actually up there working away in 70-mile-an-hour winds just a few weeks ago, bolting up the roof. And so we've got those types of people on board with us at the soup kitchen donating, and the additional sponsors that we're picking up are rapidly approaching, but we need additional. Our campaign is $300,000, and to date we've raised close to $70,000.
Okay. Now I understand part of this is a commitment. Lorraine, you're committed to another 20 years at the kitchen. Is that correct?
That's what they say.
That's what they say. We'll get that in writing, folks. Again, thank you so much for your time watching today. But I want to encourage you, please. What a wonderful, wonderful organization. They do so very, very much for the community. Can you please call 592-9528, or again, log on to LorraineSoupKitchen.com to learn how you can help, both on a daily basis to bring in some food, some money, or you can be part of that capital campaign. And once again, for the business community, if you find something that you might be able to provide in terms of services for manpower or materials, it's a much needed campaign, and we know you can help. So again, thanks for joining us today. Back with more after this.